Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. Find yourself a seated position. And as always, you want to find a position that is both relatively comfortable and sturdy. You don't want to be uncomfortable during the practice because then you'll just be distracted by your body during the practice. You may be sitting on your foot or your back's in a strange way, and that can just be a distraction. To alleviate that, find something comfortable. You also want to be sturdy during the practice because it gives in turn a sense of groundedness, a sense of being here, not using this moment to get somewhere else, not trying to get anything from meditation, just being here for this moment's sake. Sitting in a chair achieves those goals. Of course, sitting in a formal meditation posture on the floor. You can even lie down if you really need to. Just find what works for you. Now, it is also an option to keep your eyes closed or open during this practice. And if you prefer to close your eyes, go ahead and close your eyes. But if you prefer to keep your eyes open, leave the screen alone and gently drop your gaze below you. Maybe just looking at the floor or the desk or whatever is just below you. We're not staring or analyzing at a particular spot on the floor, but we're also not zoned out and blurry. We have a gentle gaze directed softly, yet clearly downwards. You're in a comfortable and sturdy seated position. Your eyes are either closed or open, gaze directed softly, yet clearly downwards. We begin by just simply letting go of our day so far. Let go of the tasks you've completed, the situations you've been in, your troubles and problems. And leave alone, of course, the future with our to-do lists and the things we just need to get done that are always on the mind. And allow yourself for this moment to simply be free of what you have done and what you're going to do. And don't worry, you can always pick it up later. But for this moment, let him go. It takes no time. And begin to allow this moment to be as you bring your attention to it. Noticing the birds outside the window, the smell in the air, or the low hum of the refrigerator. Just this. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do, and no one to become. You are already complete. Now, if you're normal, I'm probably interrupting you thinking right now. Maybe back to the to-do lists or the problems, the worries, whatever. So, this is very normal. And you can see how thinking distracts us from seeing this moment. We're lost in our heads. So when you notice that you're lost in thought, gently return your attention to the sensations of the breath, the gentle rising and falling of breathing. Just watch it carefully. And every time you get lost in some thought, some plan, some future, some worry, gently return to the breath, rising and falling. And again, I may be catching you thinking, just return to the breath. Nothing special, no striving, simply returning. Breathing, gently return, rising and falling. Wake up. Wake up from thinking. Return to the breath, rising and falling. What sees breathing? What sits here? All right, you can look at the screen. There's something that I always repeat here, and I just have to make it absolutely clear. The meditation isn't about getting somewhere. There's nothing to gain. Everything we do in our lives is about gaining some outcome, some telos, some end. You know, we go to school to get a job. We exercise to be healthy. We learn things to get smart. Get a job to make money. We get a family to be happy. We're always striving. And a lot of us are striving to be happy. And happiness and well-being isn't one of those things that can be grabbed at necessarily. Because a lot of the times we make the mistake thinking that happiness will come at the end of our desires. So we chase our desires. We chase what we want, thinking somehow that will fulfill us inside. But we all know that it won't. It doesn't. Meditation is the one time in your life, in our life, where we just stop the entire project of seeking, of trying to complete things, of making things better. Now, I know that sounds counterintuitive because there's all of these great benefits you can find with meditation practice. Clearer, smarter, happier, more, more presence, less stressed. But if you strive for those things in particular, you'll never be meditating because it's a thought of the future. And there's a great Zen teacher who once said, practice, there's nothing to gain in practice. And so when we sit in zazen, is what I call it, it's just meditation. When we sit with a posture that seeks absolutely nothing. We stop the one who can't stop seeking things from outside. And when we do this, everything becomes very clear. Our actions become so clear. But a lot of people spend a long time seeking, and they wonder why meditation isn't working for them. Don't seek. Everything you seek is already here. You're already complete. There's nothing more to get. That's the secret. There's nothing to gain. You're already there. You're already right here. There's nothing else to get to. And once you stop that hamster wheel, you can finally rest and be content with the way things are. But it's a practice. I practice for it. Others practice, even though it's not a striving. It is a practice. It's a showing upness. And when you sit, leave the future alone. Thank you for your time today. And as always, and without exception, I'll see you tomorrow.